The system is starting. You have been chosen to hear this. It is not by accident. In a world filled with noise, where everyone is quick to speak, quick to judge, you are being invited into a space of sacred silence, or a place where there is no opinion, no pressure, no expectations. It is just you and the voice that truly needs to be heard. Today, I have not come to add noise to your life. I have come to remind you, it is in silence that your soul is healed, and your mission begins.
Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered why time seems to move more slowly for you than for others? Have people stopped you in awe asking what your secret is? Let me tell you today, it is not just genetics, diet, or skincare. There is something spiritual at work. When God's hand rests upon your life, He preserves, renews, and strengthens you in ways the world cannot explain. Youthfulness is not merely about the body, it is about the spirit. Divine favor is one of the most powerful forces in a believer's life. It is not something earned through human effort, nor is it merely a matter of good fortune. Favor is a supernatural grace that flows directly from God, covering and sustaining His people beyond natural comprehension. When God's favor is upon you, even age and time must submit to His will. This is why some people appear untouched by life's wear and tear, radiating youthfulness, peace, and joy in ways that defy worldly explanation. From the beginning of time, God's favor has been evident in the lives of those He calls His own. Take Moses, for example. Despite leading Israel through years of hardship, the Bible declares in Deuteronomy 34:7 that Moses was 120 years old when he died, yet his eyes were not weak, nor was his strength gone. How is that possible? It was divine favor. God's hand preserved him so he could fulfill his assignment. Likewise, when divine favor rests upon you, it overrides natural limitations, keeping you strong, vibrant, and renewed. One of the greatest evidence of divine favor is how it affects the mind and heart. Stress, anxiety, and bitterness are among the leading causes of premature aging. The world is filled with people burdened by fear, regret, and worry, which visibly take a toll on their appearance. However, those who walk in divine favor carry an inner peace that reflects outwardly. Proverbs 3:1-2 reminds us, "My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity." Divine favor also sets you apart from the world. In Daniel 1:15, we read how Daniel and his friends, after choosing to follow God's dietary instructions, looked healthier and more nourished than all the other young men in the kingdom. It was not just the food, it was God's favor at work. This favor grants an undeniable glow, an aura of youthfulness that confounds the enemy and causes others to take notice. The presence of God in a person's life manifests in ways that cannot be hidden. Furthermore, favor preserves your strength and endurance. The Bible often speaks of eagles, symbolizing renewed strength and vitality. Isaiah 40:31 declares, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Divine favor allows you to move through life without being worn down by its struggles. While others may feel drained and defeated by age, those walking in favor remain spiritually and physically rejuvenated. There is also a connection between obedience and favor. Those who walk in alignment with God's will receive the blessing of preservation. Proverbs 3:7-8 says, "Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones." When you choose to honor God in your daily life, He honors you in return, not just spiritually, but physically as well. A life free from the bondage of sin and compromise is a life full of His sustaining power. Another way divine favor works is by protecting you from premature aging and unnecessary burdens. Many people age quickly because they carry loads they were never meant to bear, worrying about the future, holding on to unforgiveness, or striving endlessly for worldly success. But Psalm 55:22 reminds us, "Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." When you allow God to take control, you release unnecessary stress and walk in a peace that preserves both your spirit and body. This favor is not just for a select few. It is available to all who seek God with a pure heart. The key is to remain in His presence, seeking Him daily, walking in obedience, and trusting Him with everything. Psalm 91 verse 16 says, "With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation." Long life is not just about years. It is about a full, vibrant, and youthful life sustained by God's divine hand. Finally, divine favor is God's signature upon His chosen people. It is a mark of distinction, setting you apart from the world and allowing His light to shine through you. When people look at you and wonder why you are different, why you seem untouched by life's trials, you can boldly declare, "It is not my strength, not my doing, but the hand of the Lord upon me." His favor preserves, protects, and renews, allowing you to walk in the fullness of His everlasting grace. Inner peace is one of the greatest gifts a person can possess. It is not merely the absence of conflict, but a deep and abiding calmness of the soul. This peace is supernatural. It does not come from wealth, status, or external comforts, but from a heart that is aligned with God. When a person is free from bitterness, anger, and worry, their entire being reflects a youthful glow that no worldly product can replicate. Bitterness and worry are among the greatest thieves of youthfulness. A heart burdened with resentment ages faster than one filled with love and joy. The Bible warns us in Hebrews 12:15, "See to it that no one falls short of the grace of God, and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many." Bitterness is a poison, not just spiritually, but physically. It drains energy, hardens the heart, and etches stress onto the face. People who carry unforgiveness often experience physical signs of aging, wrinkles from stress, tension in their muscles, and exhaustion from carrying emotional baggage. Science even confirms that chronic stress leads to premature aging, weakening the immune system, and damaging cells. But God has given us a way out: forgiveness and trust in Him. When we release the weight of past hurts, we not only heal our souls, but also refresh our bodies. Jesus Himself spoke of the power of forgiveness in Matthew 6:14. "For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you." Holding onto offenses traps a person in the past, preventing them from fully embracing the joy of the present. Those who live with open hearts and free spirits walk in youthfulness that radiates from within. Worry is another silent destroyer of peace. Many wake up each day burdened with anxiety about the future, what they will eat, how they will pay their bills, or what will happen next. But Jesus commanded us in Matthew 6:25, "Do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Worry does nothing but drain energy and shorten life." People who trust God with their future walk in a supernatural peace, resting in His promises. Proverbs 17:22 tells us, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." When a person walks in joy and peace, their entire being reflects it. Their skin glows, their eyes shine, and their posture is relaxed. But when stress and worry take over, it drains the life out of them. This is why some people look older than their age. They carry the weight of unnecessary burdens. Those who radiate youthfulness often have one thing in common: they focus on gratitude instead of grievances. They do not waste time complaining about what went wrong or what they lack. Instead, they focus on what is good, what is beautiful, and what God has already done. Philippians 4:8 teaches us this secret: Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right. Think about such things. A grateful heart is a youthful heart. Another reason inner peace preserves youth is that stress releases toxins in the body. When a person is constantly anxious, their body produces harmful hormones like cortisol, which leads to inflammation, weight gain, and even disease. However, when a person is at peace, their body functions in harmony, their skin remains smooth, and their immune system stays strong. God's design for peace is also a design for health. The key to inner peace is trusting God in every situation. Isaiah 26:03 declares, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." The more a person trusts God, the less they fear, stress, or hold on to past hurts. This trust creates an environment of renewal where the body, mind, and spirit are continually refreshed. Furthermore, peace allows a person to enjoy life fully. Some people age quickly because they have forgotten how to appreciate simple joys, laughter, rest, and moments of stillness. The Bible reminds us in Ecclesiastes 3:12-13, "I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. This is the gift of God." Enjoying life is not a sin, it is a blessing. Another way inner peace keeps a person youthful is by protecting their relationships. Many people age prematurely because they are constantly in conflict, holding grudges, and engaging in unnecessary drama. But Romans 12:18 teaches, "If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." A peaceful heart builds strong, lasting relationships that bring joy and emotional stability. When a person lets go of unnecessary battles and chooses peace, they no longer waste energy on meaningless conflicts. Instead, they focus on what truly matters: loving God, loving others, and walking in righteousness. This kind of life preserves strength and keeps a person glowing with the radiance of heaven. Finally, inner peace is a sign of God's presence in a person's life. Psalm 29:11 says, "The Lord gives strength to his people. The Lord blesses his people with peace." True peace is not just a feeling, it is a supernatural strength that sustains, protects, and renews. Those who dwell in God's presence walk in a peace that surpasses all understanding, Philippians 4:7. And this peace manifests in their very appearance and presence. If you want to look younger, stronger, and more vibrant, the secret is not expensive creams or beauty treatments. It is a heart free from bitterness and worry. When you choose forgiveness over resentment, trust over anxiety, and gratitude over complaining, you will begin to see a transformation, not just in your soul, but in your body as well. This is the power of inner peace. Spiritual renewal is more than just a feeling. It is a transformation that touches every part of your being. When you walk closely with God, your soul is constantly refreshed. This renewal does not stay hidden in your heart. It manifests outwardly. Those who dwell in the presence of God often look brighter, more radiant, and full of life, no matter their age. The world teaches that youthfulness is preserved through expensive treatments, diets, and skincare routines. But the Bible reveals a greater secret. A heart renewed daily by the Lord reflects youthfulness in ways no worldly method can match. 2 Corinthians 4:16 says, "Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day." The real source of renewal is not physical, but spiritual. When a person spends time in God's presence, their entire being is refreshed. Think of Moses. When he came down from Mount Sinai after being with God, his face shone so brightly that people were afraid to look at him. Exodus 34:29-30. This shows us that intimacy with God leaves a visible mark on a person's appearance. Spiritual renewal happens when we stay connected to the source of life. John 15:04 tells us, "Remain in me as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. When we disconnect from God, we become withered, tired, and spiritually dry. But when we stay rooted in Him, we flourish, bearing fruit that is visible for all to see. Many people carry the weight of stress, anxiety, and sin, which shows on their faces. A person who is constantly worried or bitter often develops lines of tension and exhaustion. But someone full of peace, faith, and joy in the Lord carries a lightness that radiates. Psalm 34:5 says, "Those who look to Him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame." This is not just poetry. It is a spiritual truth that even affects the physical body. Spiritual renewal is linked to rest in God. Many people are weary, not just physically, but in their souls. They chase after success, material things, and worldly approval, yet still feel empty. Matthew 11:28 offers the solution. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." When a person enters into God's rest, they stop striving and start flowing with the peace of His presence. Walking with God also removes the burdens of guilt and shame. Many people age faster because they carry regrets from the past. But God offers forgiveness and a fresh start. Isaiah 43, verse 18. 19 declares, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing." When you embrace God's renewal, you no longer walk with a heavy heart, and it shows in the lightness of your spirit and body. The Bible tells us that joy is a key to renewal. Nehemiah 8:10 says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." A joyful heart has a powerful effect on a person's appearance. Think of a child full of joy, free from stress, and always glowing. That same childlike joy keeps people looking young and full of energy, even in old age. Spiritual renewal is also connected to a life of worship. Worship is not just singing, it is a lifestyle of adoration and surrender to God. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Worship renews strength and fills a person with supernatural vitality. There is something captivating about how our inner world shapes the way others perceive us. When people notice someone looking younger than their years, they often attribute it to good genetics or skincare. But beneath the surface lies something much deeper, a spiritual element that often goes unnoticed. The essence of youth is not merely found in physical attributes, but in the energy we carry within. This energy stems from a connection to the timeless part of ourselves, the part that exists beyond the ticking clock, untouched by age. Consider this: our inner self does not age. It exists beyond time, unchanging and eternal. When we align with this truth, it manifests outwardly. You've met people like this before. Those who seem ageless, not because their faces are without lines, but because something vibrant and alive radiates from within them. It's as if they've discovered a truth that allows them to transcend the marks that time would otherwise leave. This phenomenon is not accidental. It is cultivated, whether consciously or unconsciously, through the way we live and think. When we embrace the present moment, when we are fully engaged with life, we tap into a wellspring of timelessness. Stress, worry, and regret do more than weigh us down emotionally. They age us physically. These burdens pull us away from the present, tethering us to either the past, which no longer exists, or the future, which has yet to arrive. They create tension in our bodies and cloud our minds, etching their presence onto our faces. However, when we let go of yesterday's burdens and stop fearing tomorrow, our entire being relaxes. This relaxation forms the foundation of a youthful presence. Those who exude youthfulness often share a common trait. They are deeply connected to themselves. This does not mean they have all the answers or that their lives are free from challenges. Rather, it means they have cultivated an awareness of who they are beyond their roles, achievements, or age. They understand that their essence is not defined by the number of years they have lived. And once you begin to see yourself in this way, it changes how others see you as well. This is where practices like mindfulness, gratitude, and self-reflection become invaluable. These are not just spiritual buzzwords, they are tools that reconnect us with the part of ourselves that is timeless. Mindfulness keeps us rooted in the present, allowing us to draw from an energy that does not age. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, aligning us with abundance, which in turn radiates outward. Some might call this energy, life force. Others may see it as the light of the soul. Regardless of what you call it, its impact is undeniable. The more you nurture it, the more evident it becomes in the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, and even the way you look. This is not about striving to appear youthful as a goal in itself. The real objective is to live in harmony with your inner self, to honor the part of you that is unchanging and eternal. A youthful appearance is merely a byproduct of that alignment. So, if you have ever wondered why people say you look younger than your years, consider this. It may have less to do with skin care and more to do with the state of your spirit. When you nurture the timeless part of yourself, it shows. And that is something that cannot be bottled or bought. It must be lived. The way we experience life often determines how life reflects back at us. One of the most profound influences on how others perceive us is the emotional state we carry within. The energy of youthfulness is not just about physical vitality, it is rooted in emotional freedom. Emotions shape not only our inner world, but also how we engage with the outer world. Unresolved pain, resentment, or fear weighs us down, becoming visible in our posture, our expressions, and even our very presence. But here's the beautiful truth. When you release those emotions, you create space for joy, for curiosity, for the lightness that comes with living fully in the moment. That lightness is magnetic. It is the kind of energy that makes people say, there's something different about you, or you seem younger than before. This does not mean ignoring emotions or suppressing them, quite the opposite. It means allowing yourself to feel them, process them, and then let them go. Emotional repression creates tension. Imagine clenching your fist for hours. It becomes tight, restricted, and painful. Now imagine holding that tension in your body for years. The exhaustion it brings is profound, and it manifests physically over time. Allowing emotions to move through you rather than settle within you is key. Anger, sadness, and fear all have their place. They are natural responses to life's challenges. However, when we hold on to them, they harden, becoming part of the story we carry. Not just in our minds, but in our faces, our bodies, our very being. The goal is not to avoid emotional pain, but to embrace it, understanding that it is transient. Like a storm, emotions are meant to pass. Once they do, they leave behind a kind of clarity, a calmness that feels like sunlight after rain. This is where emotional youth resides. It allows you to approach life with wonder and openness, qualities often associated with the young. Science supports this idea. Chronic stress and negative emotions accelerate physical aging by shortening telomeres, the protective caps on our DNA. But practices like mindfulness and emotional regulation help preserve them, effectively slowing the aging process. Ancient traditions have long taught that emotional balance is a cornerstone of vitality. It is not always easy to let go, especially when emotions are tied to deep wounds or long-held fears. But it begins with a choice, the choice to no longer define yourself by past pain, to no longer allow those experiences to dictate how you live. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful ways to reclaim emotional freedom. It is not about excusing those who have wronged you. It is about freeing yourself from the burden of carrying that pain. When you free yourself emotionally, your entire being responds. Your body feels lighter, your mind clearer, and your spirit more expansive. This is the kind of youthfulness that no cream or serum can replicate, because it comes from within. It is reflected in the light in your eyes, the ease of your smile, the energy you bring into a room. If you have ever wondered why some people seem ageless, consider this. Perhaps it is not just their genetics or lifestyles. Perhaps it is the emotional freedom they have cultivated, a freedom that allows them to meet life with curiosity and resilience rather than fear and resistance. Because at its core, true youth is not found in resisting time. It is found in releasing the burdens that time tries to place upon us. There is something profoundly transformative about being present in the moment. When you immerse yourself fully in the now, you shed layers of unnecessary tension, worry, and pretense. Layers that do not just weigh on your mind, but also manifest in your body. It is as if the weight of time, the burdens of past regrets and future anxieties presses into us, leaving its mark. But when you step fully into the present, that weight begins to lift. Consider how often we carry the past with us. Every mistake, heartbreak, and failure playing on repeat in our minds. At the same time, we project our fears and hopes onto a future that has yet to arrive. This constant pendulum swing between what was and what might be robs us of the vitality that exists only in what is. And here lies the great irony. Youthfulness is not about the years we have lived, but about the aliveness we bring to each moment. Look at children. They are masters of presence. They laugh without reservation, cry without shame, and marvel at the simplest things. They are not burdened by the need to control the uncontrollable, and this is why their energy feels so light, so magnetic. Yet, as we grow older, we are conditioned to prioritize productivity over presence. We chase the next thing, the next achievement, the next solution, forgetting that life is happening now. True youthfulness is not about resisting aging. It is about embracing life fully in the moment. Unfolding in this very moment, life is happening right now. While the physical effects of aging may be inevitable, the mental and emotional strain we place on ourselves by dwelling outside the present is entirely optional. The practice of presence, of being fully here, is not about ignoring life's challenges. It is not about denying pain, loss, or uncertainty. Rather, it is about layering it with resistance or unnecessary interpretation. When you truly live in the present, you begin to realize that most suffering does not stem from what is happening, but rather from resisting what is happening. Imagine holding a glass of water. At first, it feels light, almost weightless, but hold it long enough and it starts to feel heavy. The glass itself has not changed, yet your arm has grown weary from holding on. This is precisely what happens when we cling to thoughts about the past or fears of the future. The longer we carry them, the heavier they become. Presence is the act of setting the glass down. The beauty of presence is that it is always available to you. It requires no years of training or perfect conditions. It is as simple as taking a breath, feeling the air fill your lungs, noticing the sensation of your feet on the ground, hearing the wind or feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. These small acts of awareness anchor you to the now, the only place where life truly unfolds. When you embrace the present, something extraordinary happens. Your body relaxes, your mind clears, and your energy shifts. You stop overanalyzing every move, and as a result, you move with greater ease. The tension in your face softens, the tightness in your shoulders eases, and your posture becomes more open. You begin to carry yourself differently, not with the weight of someone burdened by life, but with the lightness of someone fully engaged in it. This lightness, this openness, is something others notice. They may not be able to articulate it, but they feel it. They see it in the way your eyes sparkle when they are not clouded by worry, in the way your smile radiates from your heart, and in the effortless way you navigate your day. It is not that life suddenly becomes easier, it is that you stop resisting it. The present moment is where all your power resides. It is where healing begins, where joy is felt, where love is experienced. When you live from this place of presence, you exude a kind of timeless energy. It is not about striving to appear younger or more vibrant. It is about shedding the burdens that make people feel older than they are. You have tapped into the eternal flow of life, and it shows. So, if you want to unlock the secret to an ageless presence, do not chase youth, chase presence. It is not found in a bottle or a routine, but in the way you engage with the world in this very moment. Right now, you have everything you need to embody this energy. It only requires a willingness to let go of what is behind you, release what lies ahead, and step fully into the gift of now. Because the truth is, the only moment that truly matters is this one. And when you live in it, you do not just appear younger, you feel it. Have you ever noticed how deeply emotions affect the way we carry ourselves? Not just in obvious ways, like how a heavy heart slumps the shoulders, but in the subtler ways that reflect our inner state. When you are at peace, when you feel joy or gratitude, it is as if something within you radiates outward, touching everything around you. This is not just poetic sentiment. It is the reality of energy and presence. This inner vibration does not just shape how you feel, it shapes how others perceive you. The emotions we hold on to do not remain trapped inside. They ripple outward, shaping our expressions, our movements, and even the way we age. Consider someone who has been consumed by anger or resentment for years. You do not need to hear them speak to sense it. It is in their clenched jaw, their furrowed brow, their tense and rigid energy. As the saying goes, the body keeps the score. But here is the good news. The opposite is also true. When you cultivate emotions like love, compassion, and gratitude, they do not just make you feel good, they transform you physically. They soften you, not as a sign of weakness, but in a way that allows your true essence to shine through. These emotions unlock a kind of timeless beauty, one that is not bound to the surface, but radiates from within. Gratitude in particular possesses a transformative power that is often underestimated. When you are truly grateful, your entire perspective shifts. Gratitude pulls your focus away from lack, from what is broken or incomplete, and aligns you with what is already abundant in your life. It changes the way you see the world, and in doing so, it changes the way the world sees you. Gratitude is not about ignoring pain or pretending everything is perfect. It is not about dismissing challenges or denying that loss can hurt. Rather, it is about finding even the smallest light in the darkest moments. It is a realization that even in struggle, there is something to learn, something to grow from, and yes, something to be thankful for. When you embrace gratitude, your energy shifts from one of scarcity to one of abundance. And this shift is not merely theoretical, it is physical. Studies have shown that positive emotions like gratitude can reduce stress, improve heart health, and even slow the aging process. But you do not need studies to prove it to you. You have felt it yourself. In those moments of pure joy, when the weight of the world lifts, leaving you feeling lighter, freer, more alive. Compassion works in much the same way. To truly care for another, to feel their pain and their joy as your own, requires openness. It requires letting go of judgment and dissolving the walls you have built around yourself. And in doing so, you create space, not just for them, but for yourself. Compassion is not just about how you treat others, it is about how you treat yourself. When you show yourself compassion, when you embrace your flaws and release the burden of perfection, you stop trying to prove yourself to a world that never asked for it in the first place. And in letting go of that burden, you stand taller, breathe easier, and radiate something no external beauty treatment could ever replicate: authenticity. And then there is love, the most transformative force of all. Not just romantic love or the love we reserve for a select few, but a love that expands outward, touching everything and everyone. A love that is unconditional, that asks for nothing in return. When you move through the world with this kind of love, you become magnetic. People are drawn to you, not because of what you have or how you look, but because of the energy you exude. This is not magic, nor is it reserved for a select few. It is the natural state of anyone who chooses to let go of fear, anger, and resentment, and instead embraces the higher vibrations of love, gratitude, and compassion. It is not about denying the hardships of life. It is about choosing how you respond to them. When you live in alignment with these emotions, you stop aging in the way most people think of aging. You stop carrying the lines of stress and worry. Instead, you carry the lines of someone who has lived fully, who has loved deeply, and who has found peace within themselves. These are the lines that tell a story, not of years lost, but of life gained. So if you seek that ageless energy, do not look for it outside yourself. Do not search for it in mirrors or in the validation of others. Look inward. Cultivate emotions that elevate you. Let gratitude fill your heart. Let compassion soften your edges. And let love guide your steps. The beauty you are searching for is already within you. And when you live from this place of deep emotional alignment, you do not just appear younger, you feel it. You embody it. That feeling, that energy, is the most timeless force of all. Let's explore how presence itself carries a transformative power, not presence in the sense of merely occupying space, but presence as a state of deep awareness. It is that unwavering, grounded quality of truly existing in the moment. When you cultivate this kind of presence, it transforms not only how you feel, but also how you appear to others and even to yourself. When you are fully present, you are no longer burdened by the weight of the past or the anxieties of the future. Consider the energy of someone constantly reliving old regrets or chasing distant worries. It's heavy, clouded, and evident in their face, their movements, their entire being. Presence, by contrast, is light and unburdened, allowing you to remain free even in the midst of chaos. This state of presence has a profound effect on both body and mind. When you stop replaying old narratives or anticipating worst-case scenarios, your whole system relaxes. Your breath deepens, your shoulders ease, even your face softens. This is not just an internal shift, it is something others can sense. People are naturally drawn to those who carry this kind of grounded energy because it feels safe, calming, and above all, real. Presence cannot be faked. It is not about wearing a serene expression or pretending to be unaffected by life's challenges. Rather, it is about being so fully immersed in the present moment that you cease resisting life as it is. And when you stop resisting, something extraordinary happens. You stop aging in the way most people think of aging. Much of the wear and tear we experience is not due to the passage of time, but to the resistance we hold against what has happened or what may come next. Constantly fighting reality, wishing it were different, pushing it away, or pulling it closer, creates tension that manifests in posture, health, and even the way the skin carries itself. Presence dissolves that tension. When you are truly present, you are not pulling against life. You are not trying to control, predict, or change it. You are simply in it. This allows your energy to flow freely, creating a sense of aliveness that does not stem from external achievements or validation, but from being in perfect sync with the moment. Think of a child at play. They are not worried about their appearance or the next task on their list. They are simply immersed in the now. That kind of presence radiates a vitality that is impossible to ignore. As we grow older, we often lose touch with this presence. We become entangled in plans, expectations, and responsibilities, forgetting what it means to simply be. Yet this presence, this vitality, never truly leaves us. It waits for us to return to it. Presence also aligns you with your true self. When you are present, you are not performing, not shaping yourself into what others want or what you think you should be. You are simply being. In this state, you shine in a way that no amount of effort can replicate. Those who embody this presence become magnetic, not because they seek attention, but because authenticity is inherently compelling. People sense the peace, the ease, the effortless way in which they move through life, and they are drawn to it. It is important to clarify that cultivating presence does not make life free of challenges. You will still experience pain, loss, and frustration. However, presence changes the way you meet these moments. Instead of running from or clinging to them, you allow them to pass through you without leaving a lasting mark. This is the essence of timelessness. Not the denial of aging or change, but the embrace of it. When you live with presence, you do not fear growing older because you no longer believe that age diminishes you. You understand that what truly matters, the essence of who you are, exists beyond the boundaries of time. If you wish to appear younger than your years, start by being here, fully and without resistance. Release the past, relinquish the future, and step into the only moment that truly exists, this one. For when you live with presence, you do not merely change how you look, you transform how you live. And that is a beauty that never fades. To grasp the deeper spiritual meaning behind why you appear younger than your age, we must explore the concept of alignment. Alignment with yourself, with the rhythms of life, and with existence itself. Aging, as we often perceive it, harsh, relentless, unforgiving, is not merely the passage of time. It is a reflection of how much we resist the natural flow of life. Those who seem to defy age are not clinging to youth, they are harmonizing with life's deeper truths. Alignment begins with authenticity. When you are in touch with your true self, you do not waste energy pretending, performing, or trying to fit into molds that were never meant for you. Consider the effort it takes to wear a mask, to sustain a version of yourself that pleases others but is untrue to your nature. That strain is not just mental, it is physical. It weighs on your body, dulls your spirit, and is visible in the way you move through life. Yet, when you live authentically, there is a lightness to your being. That lightness is what people see when they marvel at how untouched by time you appear. Living authentically does not mean life is without hardship. It means facing challenges from a place of inner truth. Instead of reacting from fear, guilt, or obligation, you respond from your core. This grounded, true response cultivates an inner peace that radiates outward, creating a natural glow. People who live in alignment do not possess a superficial youthfulness. They embody a deep connection to their essence. Another key to alignment is moving with life's natural flow. When you resist life, clinging to the past or trying to control the future, you create friction, and that friction ages you. But when you flow with life instead of against it, you conserve energy. You become like a leaf carried gently downstream, rather than one caught in a turbulent current. This does not mean you will not fight them. You trust the river to take you where you need to go. This kind of trust is rare in a world that teaches us to constantly strive, to always seek more, to measure ourselves by external standards. But those who appear timeless understand that striving is a trap. They know that true beauty and vitality arise not from effort, but from presence. They show up fully in each moment, not to reach a destination, but to honor the journey itself. When you align with yourself and life, you also align with others in a profound way. Authentic relationships do not drain you, they uplift you. And this energy, this sense of being nourished rather than depleted, keeps you feeling and looking alive. Relationships based on conflict, deception, or imbalance take a toll not just on emotions, but on your very being. But when you align with those who honor your truth, and you honor theirs, it nourishes you in a way that nothing else can. There is yet another layer to alignment, one that transcends the self. When you align with the vastness of existence, recognizing that you are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of it, you tap into an endless source of energy. This is not about religion or belief. It is about awareness. The same life force that moves through the trees, the oceans, and the stars moves through you. When you align with this force, you stop fighting life's current and allow it to carry you effortlessly. This sense of connection to something greater is deeply rejuvenating. It shifts your perspective, dissolves fear, and fills you with an unshakable peace. People who appear younger than their years often carry this peace within them. It is not that they have avoided hardship or escaped time. It is that they have learned to move with life rather than against it. So if you wonder why you appear younger than your age, consider this. It is not about genetics, luck, or lifestyle. It is about alignment. It is about living authentically, flowing with life, and embracing the deeper truths of existence. When you do this, you step outside the grip of time, not because you have stopped aging, but because you have stopped letting age define you. And in that space of alignment, you find not just youth, but something far greater, the timeless essence of who you truly are. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in life when you must make a decision, one that defines your self-worth, your dignity, and your future. And that decision is this: never, under any circumstance, forgive certain betrayals. Betrayal is not an accident. It is a choice, a deliberate decision to deceive, to hurt, to break trust. Some wounds are not meant to heal, nor should they, because forgiveness is not always the answer. Sometimes walking away is. Tonight I will reveal the 7 betrayals you should never forgive. Not because you are bitter, not because you seek revenge, but because your peace, your self-respect, and your very soul depend on it. Stay with me until the end, and you may just find the courage to walk away from those who do not deserve your grace. Trust is fragile. It takes years to build, seconds to break, and an eternity to repair, if it can be repaired at all. When someone chooses to lie to you, they are making a decision, a conscious, deliberate decision to deceive. A lie is not an accident. It is not a slip of the tongue or an unfortunate misstep. It is a betrayal, a crack in the very foundation of any meaningful relationship. And when that lie is repeated, when it becomes a habit rather than a mistake, it is no longer just a crack, it is a collapse. Some will tell you that lies can be forgiven, that everyone deserves a second chance. But ask yourself this: how many times has a liar truly changed? How many times has someone who lied to your face, swore they'd never do it again, actually stopped? Words are easy. Words are cheap. A person who has made deception a part of their nature does not respect you. They may say they do, they may promise they love you, care for you, cherish you, but love without honesty is nothing more than a performance, a well-rehearsed act designed to keep you where they want you. Unsure, doubting yourself, questioning your own instincts, and that is where they win. Because the more you doubt your own perception, the easier it is for them to deceive you again. People don't lie for your benefit. They lie for themselves, to avoid consequences, to maintain control, to twist reality into something that serves them. And every time you forgive a lie, you give them permission to do it again. You teach them that your trust is not valuable, that it can be broken and restored at their convenience. So what do? Do you confront them? Do you demand the truth? And if they admit it, if they apologize, do you give them another chance? Here's the truth. They were never sorry for lying. They were only sorry they got caught. A person who is truly remorseful does not wait to be exposed. They confess. They come to you unprompted, unasked, because the weight of their deception is too much to bear. But how often does that happen? How often does a liar step forward and admit what they have done before you even suspect it? Rarely, because most are not sorry for the lie. They are only sorry for the consequences. Some betrayals leave scars. Some cannot be undone. And the betrayal of a repeated lie is one of them. Because it is not just about false words. It is about what those words steal from you. Your sense of safety, your confidence in your own judgment, your ability to trust again. And then there is disrespect, not the obvious kind, not the shouting, not the cruel words hurled in anger. No, the most dangerous form of disrespect is the quiet kind. The kind that creeps in unnoticed, disguised as a joke, a careless remark, an absent-minded shrug. You know the feeling. You've voiced your concern, spoken your heart, shared your pain, and they dismiss it. They wave it away with a laugh, roll their eyes, tell you you're overreacting. That is not just disrespect, that is erasure, a deliberate act. Do not matter. It starts small, a comment here, a joke there, but disrespect, like rust, spreads. And one day you realize you are no longer standing in a relationship built on mutual care and understanding. You are standing in a place where your feelings are optional, where your needs are secondary, where you have been conditioned to accept less and less until you forget you ever deserved more. Respect is not a request. It is not something you beg for. It is the bare minimum, the foundation of any relationship, whether romantic, familial, or friendship. Without respect, love is meaningless. Words of affection are hollow, promises are empty. There will always be those who test your boundaries, who see how much they can take before you push back. And if you don't, they will keep taking, inch by inch, until you have nothing left. Because a person who truly respects you does not need to be reminded to value you. They already do. The worst mistake you can make is explaining to someone how they should treat you. If they don't already know, if they cannot see your worth without you spelling it out, they never truly will. And so you have a choice. Do you stay, hoping that one day they will wake up and realize your value, or do you walk away, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with the quiet certainty that you deserve better? Because at the end of the day, the most powerful decision you will ever make is to stop allowing people to treat you as if you are less than what you are. And once you make that choice, something remarkable happens. The right people stay, the wrong ones leave, and for the first time in a long time, you are free. You were not inadequate, not unworthy, not undeserving of honesty and respect. That is a lie. Betrayal is not a reflection of your shortcomings. It is a testament to their weakness. It reveals their lack of integrity, courage, and strength to do what is right. It was never about you. The moment you truly internalize this, something shifts. The pain, though still present, begins to lose its grip. The endless questioning, was it my fault? Was I not enough? Could I have done something differently? Dissipates. In its place comes a quiet certainty, an unshakable truth. You were not betrayed because of who you are. You were betrayed because of who they are. Some people will lie to your face and expect you to believe them. They will look you in the eye, swear they are telling the truth, and continue living their deception as if your trust is nothing more than a game. And when they are caught, they will not feel remorse, only regret. Regret that they could not continue their game. Regret that they did not cover their tracks better. regret that they now have to face the consequences of their actions. But you are not here to clean up their mess. You are not here to ease their regret, to grant them a free pass back into your life simply because they suddenly feel bad. They made their choices. Let them live with them. You are not responsible for the character flaws of others. You are not obligated to fix, to heal, to endlessly understand those who refuse to take accountability. And you are most certainly not required to forgive simply because they ask for it. They will say it was a mistake, that they did not mean to, that they were confused, lost, going through something. Yet, when given the chance, they did not choose honesty, they did not choose loyalty, they did not choose you. That is all you need to know. That is all the closure you will ever need. Because in the end, one undeniable truth remains. People do not betray those they truly value. And if they can do it once, they can do it again. Do not waste your time trying to understand why they did it. Do not waste your energy searching for the missing piece that will make it all make sense. It will never make sense because the problem was never with you. The problem was them, their choices, their flaws, their inability to be the person they pretended to be. And once you accept that, truly accept it, you are free. Free from the burden of their betrayal, free from the guilt of not forgiving, free to walk away with your dignity intact, knowing that you are worth more than the lies, the manipulation, the betrayal they tried to make you accept. There's no shame in refusing to forgive. There is no weakness in choosing yourself over someone who would have destroyed you if you had let them. There is only strength. There is only power. There is only the quiet, unshakable truth that you deserve better. And once you know that, once you truly believe it, nothing and no one will ever have the power to betray you again. A dangerous mistake people make is believing that kindness must always be met with kindness. That if they continue to give, to forgive, to extend grace, it will eventually be recognized, appreciated, and returned. But that is not how the world works. That is not how people work. Some see kindness as weakness. Some see forgiveness as permission. Some see second chances as an invitation to betray again, and they will. It is a harsh truth, but a necessary one. Not everyone who hurts you is sorry. Not everyone who apologizes means it. Not everyone who promises to change has any intention of doing so. Some people test boundaries not to be better, but to see how much they can get away with. The more you excuse, the more you tolerate, the more you lower your standards, the more they take. Not by accident, not out of ignorance, but because they know they can. Manipulation does not always come in grand gestures or obvious schemes. Sometimes it comes in quiet persuasion, in guilt, in subtle shifts that make you question your own judgment. They will tell you that you are overreacting, that you are too sensitive, that you are imagining things, and with enough repetition, you start to believe them. That is how control works. It does not demand power, it convinces you to give it away. They will make you believe that their actions were not meant to hurt you, that their betrayal was not intentional, that if you could just understand them, then everything would be all right. But what they truly want is not understanding, it is submission. They want you to silence your instincts, to ignore the voice inside you that knows something is wrong, to dismiss your own reality so that theirs can continue uninterrupted. And once you do, once they see that you are willing to doubt yourself for their benefit, they have you exactly where they want you. Some people do not take advantage of others because they are cruel. They do it because they can. Because they have learned that if they cry just the right way, if they apologize with just the right words, if they make you feel guilty enough for walking away, you will stay. And once you stay, once you prove to them that their actions have no real consequences, they will do it again. There is no nobility in allowing yourself to be used. There is no strength in making excuses for someone who refuses to change. If a person disrespects you once and you forgive them, they will learn that they can disrespect you again. If they betray you once and you let them back in, they will learn that betrayal is not something you truly fear. And if they hurt you again and again and you keep believing that one day they will stop, They will learn that you are willing to suffer for the illusion of love. But there is something more powerful than forgiveness, more liberating than understanding, and that is knowing when to walk away. Walking away is not a weakness. It is not bitter. It is not cruel. It is survival. People will tell you that love means staying through the hard times, that relationships require work, that loyalty is about forgiveness. But that is only true when the other person values you as much as you value them. Love is not pain. Love is not sacrifice. Love is not something you must prove by enduring endless suffering. Love is mutual, or it is nothing at all. If someone can abandon you in your darkest moments, if they can turn their back on you when you need them most, if they can leave without hesitation while you are drowning, then they do not love you. Not truly. Because love does not disappear when it is inconvenient. Love does not fade when times are hard. Love does not walk away and return only when it is easy again. You have seen it before. The friend who is there when times are good but vanishes when life becomes difficult. The partner who claims to love you but cannot handle your pain. The family member who only reaches out when they need something. These people do not love you. They love what you can offer. They love the comfort of your presence, the security of knowing you are always there, the convenience of your support. But when you are the one in need, when you are struggling, when you are looking for the same loyalty you have given so freely, they disappear. A person who can leave you in your worst moments is not someone who deserves to be there in your best. And once they have made their choice, it is time for you to make yours. Do not waste your life on those who betray you. Forgiveness is not a duty, it is a privilege reserved for those who are truly sorry, those who have earned another chance. But for those who continue to lie, disrespect, manipulate, and abandon you, never forgive, never forget, and most importantly, never look back. This is your life. Protect it. Let me tell you something, not all betrayals deserve forgiveness. Some wounds cut so deep that they leave scars on your souls, scars that no amount of apologies can heal. Some betrayals are not just mistakes, they are deliberate choices to break your heart, to shatter your trust, to rob you of your peace. And if you're sitting there struggling, questioning whether you should forgive certain people who have stabbed you in the back, let me open your eyes today. There are betrayals you should never forgive, not because you are heartless, not because you are bitter, but because some people don't deserve a second chance to destroy you. So listen closely, because if you've ever been hurt, if you've ever been used, if you've ever been lied to, this message is for you. Number one, the betrayal of deception. There is no betrayal more damaging than deception. When someone looks you in the eye and lies to you, they are not just bending the truth, they are breaking the very foundation of trust that holds a relationship together. Lies are not accidents, they are choices. Choices made with full awareness that they are prioritizing their selfish desires over your trust, over your heart, over the love you have given them. Deception is not just about lying with words. It is about hiding the truth, twisting reality, making you believe in something that was never real. It is the betrayal that makes you question everything, your instincts, your memories, your judgment. It's when someone convinces you that you're paranoid for doubting them, even though deep down your gut is screaming that something isn't right. That's the thing about deception. It doesn't just break your trust in them, it makes you doubt yourself. And when you start doubting yourself, you lose a part of who you are. You see, when someone deceives you, they are not just telling a lie, they are living a lie. They are building a world around you that is based on manipulation, and the longer you stay in that world, the harder it becomes to recognize the truth. The hardest part about being deceived isn't just discovering the lie, it's realizing how long you lived in the illusion, how long you trusted someone who never deserved it, how many moments you spent believing in something that never really existed. Some people will look you in the eyes and swear they love you while betraying you behind your back. They will make promises with no intention of keeping them. They will swear their loyalty while planting the seeds of their next betrayal. And the worst part, when you finally catch them, they won't feel guilty for what they did. They will only feel bad that they got caught. That's when you realize that deception isn't just about a lie. It's about the complete lack of respect for your heart, your mind, your soul. It is about them choosing themselves every single time, at your expense. But deception is not always obvious. It does not always come in the form of a blatant lie. Sometimes it's a quiet manipulation. It's someone withholding the truth because they know that if you knew the whole story, you would walk away. It's someone pretending to be one thing while secretly being another. It's someone gaslighting you, making you feel like you're overreacting when in reality your intuition is screaming that something isn't right. And here's the truth. Once someone has proven that they can lie to you, they can do it again. If they have the ability to deceive you once, they have the ability to do it over and over again. Because deception is not just a mistake, it is a mindset, a way of living. And some people have spent their entire lives perfecting it. They know exactly what to say, exactly how to act, exactly how to make you question your own reality. They know how to cry on command, how to make themselves look like the victim, how to twist the truth just enough to make you doubt what you saw with your own eyes. But let me tell you something, your intuition is never wrong. You don't need proof to know when something feels off. You don't need evidence to trust your gut. Because deep down your soul recognizes when someone is playing games with your heart. And the longer you ignore it, the more damage it will do. Because deception is not just painful, it is toxic. It poisons everything it touches. It makes you second-guess people who are actually good for you because you're too busy recovering from the ones who lied to you. It makes you guarded, makes you build walls, makes you question love. And that's why you can't afford to tolerate deception in your life. You can't afford to forgive someone who has made a habit of betraying your trust. Because the moment you allow deception to stay, you invite more of it in. The moment you let someone lie to you and face no real consequences, they learn one thing: they can get away with it. And if they can get away with it once, they will do it again. There are people out there who will love you with complete honesty. People who will never make you doubt their words, their actions, their heart. People who will not put you in a position where you have to question their loyalty. And you deserve that kind of love. You deserve someone whose words and actions align. Someone who does not need to be caught in a lie because they don't tell lies in the first place. Someone who respects you enough to give you the truth, even when it's hard. So, don't waste your time forgiving a liar who has no intention of changing. Don't waste your energy trying to fix someone who is comfortable living a double life. Don't lower your standards just to keep someone in your life who doesn't even respect you enough to be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, a relationship built on deception will always end in destruction. The only question is, will you let it destroy you too? Value your own worth more than those who fail to appreciate you. Never tolerate, excuse, or accept betrayal. For the moment you forgive infidelity, you pave the way for it to happen again. You deserve better. Someone whose love is unwavering, whose loyalty is absolute, and for whom cheating is never an option. You deserve a love that does not make you question your place, that does not force you to compete for attention, and that does not make you feel disposable. Let them go. Let them bear the weight of their actions. Live with the regret of losing something real for something temporary. One day they will realize their mistake, but by then you will have moved on. To someone who understands the meaning of loyalty, the betrayal of disrespect. Respect is the foundation of every healthy relationship. Without it, trust crumbles, love fades, and what seemed like a strong bond becomes fragile, ready to break at the slightest strain. When someone betrays you with disrespect, it is more than just hurtful, it cuts deep into your soul. It is a violation of who you are, a disregard for everything you have given, done, and sacrificed. Disrespect takes many forms, but it always carries the same sting. It is in the way they belittle you, dismiss your feelings, or act as if your thoughts and needs are irrelevant. It is in the way they disregard your boundaries, make decisions without considering you, and treat you as if you don't matter. Disrespect is never accidental. It is a choice that sends a clear message: you are not important to me. When faced with disrespect, you start questioning everything. You wonder if the person you loved and gave your all to ever truly valued you. This betrayal is not always loud and dramatic. Sometimes it is subtle, creeping in through passive-aggressive remarks, condescending tones, and an endless cycle of being made to feel less than you are. The betrayal of disrespect is also a betrayal of equality. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect and understanding. When someone disrespects you, they see themselves as superior, entitled to dictate your feelings, make decisions for you, and diminish your worth. They criticize you in public, put you down in private, and make you feel inadequate. And the worst part? They will continue to do it because they know they can. This is the moment for a choice. Will you continue to tolerate their behavior, or will you say enough is enough? The moment you allow disrespect, you start to lose yourself. You begin to believe you are not worthy of respect, love, or kindness. But let me tell you, you are. You are worthy of dignity, of being heard, valued, and respected. If someone cannot see that, if they cannot appreciate the incredible person you are, they do not deserve you. You are not here to be an emotional or mental punching bag. You are here to stand tall, to demand the respect you deserve. Disrespect is a slow burn, eroding your confidence, trust, and self-worth. But you are more than enough, and no one has the right to make you feel otherwise. The betrayal of disrespect has a devastating ripple effect. It not only destroys trust in the betrayer, but also erodes your trust in yourself. You begin doubting your judgment, accepting less than you deserve, and sinking into a cycle of self-doubt. But you can break free, reclaim your power. Stop accepting disrespect. The moment you refuse to tolerate it, you begin to heal. You start rebuilding your self-respect and confidence. When you respect yourself, you no longer tolerate those who treat you as less than you are. You become stronger, more confident, and more capable of walking away from toxic relationships. You recognize your worth and refuse to let anyone take it away. If you are in a relationship, this betrayal leaves a scar on your soul. When we build relationships, whether with a partner, friend, or family, we do so with the unspoken promise that we will stand together through life's storms. We believe we are not alone, yet some people prove that their loyalty is conditional. They stay when it is easy and beneficial, but disappear when life gets hard, when real sacrifice is required. The betrayal of abandonment is in their empty promises, the ones they never intended to keep. It is in the way they vanish when you need them most, leaving without explanation, without a fight, without a single word of closure. It is in the way they let you drown, gasping for air, while they find their way to safety, never once reaching back to pull you out. It is in the way they convinced you that you mattered, only to walk away as if you never did. The worst part, what it does to you. When someone abandons you, they do not just leave a hole in your life, they leave a wound in your heart, a wound that whispers lies. You weren't enough. You weren't worth staying for. You weren't worth loving. And those lies take root. They make you question your worth, your value, your ability to be loved. They make you afraid to trust, afraid to open your heart, afraid to believe in promises, because the last time you did, it nearly destroyed you. But let me tell you the truth. You were never the problem. Their inability to stay, their choice to walk away, their failure to hold on, that is on them. It reflects who they are, not who you are, because real love, real friendship, real loyalty, they do not run at the first sign of hardship. They do not leave when times get tough. They stay, they fight, they stand beside you. So do not let their betrayal define you. Do not let their actions convince you that you are unworthy of love and loyalty. You are enough. You always have been. And one day you will find people who will never abandon you because they will see your worth and never let you go. Trouble doesn't vanish when things get messy. It doesn't abandon the people it claims to care about. True commitment is tested in the fire. It's easy to stay when everything is perfect, but real love fights, real love endures, real love refuses to leave. And if someone couldn't do that for you, then they were never truly meant to be in your life. But I know that doesn't make the pain disappear. It doesn't erase the nights you spent crying, the moments you felt alone in a crowded room, the times you wanted to scream, "Why wasn't I enough?" It doesn't change the fact that you gave them your heart, your time, your trust, and in return, they left you with nothing but questions. But let me ask you this, if someone was willing to abandon you, do you really want them back? Because here's the truth, people who leave when it's inconvenient were never meant to be part of your future. They were only ever meant to teach you a lesson about strength, about resilience, about standing on your own 2 feet, even when the very counted on are nowhere to be found. The betrayal of abandonment is one of the most painful betrayals of all, but it's also one of the most revealing. It shows you exactly who people are. It strips away the illusions and forces you to see the truth. Some people were never built to last. Some people were only temporary. Some people were never capable of loving you the way you deserved to be loved. And you survived it. Maybe you didn't think you would. Maybe there were nights when you felt like you wouldn't make it. Maybe you sat in silence, staring at your phone, hoping they would call, hoping they would come back, hoping they would explain why they left you like you meant nothing. But you're still here. And that says something. That says you're stronger than you ever thought you were. Because abandonment doesn't just break you, it builds you. It forces you to find your own strength. It pushes you to become the kind of person who doesn't need someone else to hold them up. It teaches you that even if everyone else walks away, you will always have yourself. And that is powerful. So if someone has abandoned you, if someone has walked out of your life like you were nothing, let them go. Do not chase them. Do not beg for an explanation. Do not waste another second wondering why they didn't stay, because the truth is anyone who could leave you that easily was never truly meant for you, and the people who are meant for you, they won't leave. They won't make you question your worth. They will stand beside you through the chaos, through the storms, through the moments when you feel unworthy of love, because real love doesn't abandon you. And if you're still healing, if you're still feeling the weight of their absence, if you're still picking up the pieces of your heart, know this. One day you will look back and realize that their departure was not your loss. It was your gain. It made room for something better, something stronger, something real. You will love again. You will trust again. You will build something greater than what you lost. And the next time someone promises to stay, you will know the difference between empty words and real commitment. So stand tall. Hold your head high. You were never abandoned. You were set free. The betrayal of envy. There is a kind of betrayal that hides behind smiles. One that walks beside you in silence, pretending to celebrate your wins while secretly hoping for your downfall. It's the betrayal of envy. And let me tell you, this one is dangerous. It's not loud like deception. It's not obvious like infidelity. It doesn't announce itself like abandonment. No, this betrayal creeps in slowly. It comes from the people you least expect, the ones who claim to love you, support you, stand with you. But deep down, they cannot stand to see you rise. Envy is a poison. And when it infects someone close to you, they won't always show it outright. They'll still laugh with you, still shake your hand, still show up at your celebrations, but something feels off. You can sense it in the way their eyes don't quite shine when you share good news. You can hear it in the emptiness of their compliments, in the hesitation before they congratulate you. And if you ignore it long enough, you'll start to notice the sabotage. The subtle ways they try to pull you down, the discouragement disguised as advice, the little jabs at your dreams, the doubts they plant in your mind. See, people who truly love you, people who are truly for you, don't get bitter when you succeed. They don't grow silent when you win. They don't start treating you differently when your life begins to flourish. Real friends, real family, real partners, they celebrate with you. They lift you up. They take joy in your joy. But an envious person, they don't want to see you shine, because every step you take forward reminds them of how stuck they feel. Every victory you achieve makes them feel smaller, and instead of using that as motivation to improve themselves, they resent you for it. That is the betrayal of envy. It's the betrayal that makes someone compete with you when you never signed up for a competition. It's the betrayal that makes someone wish for your failure even though you've done nothing but cheer for them. It's the betrayal that makes someone act like they love you when in reality they're just waiting for the moment you fall. And the worst part, this betrayal comes from the inside, from the people you let close, the people you trust. Strangers don't envy you like this. Enemies don't pretend to support you. No, envy comes from friends, from family, from partners, the people who smile in your face while secretly hoping you don't make it too far ahead. You can feel it, can't you? That time you got a promotion and they suddenly went quiet. That time you found love and they started acting distant. That time you accomplished something big and instead of cheering, they made some backhanded comment that left you feeling uneasy. That wasn't your imagination, that was envy. And listen to me, envy is dangerous, because an envious person won't just sit back and watch you win. No, at some point they will try to pull you down. They will talk behind your back. They will try to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. They will belittle your success, make you feel guilty for your blessings, try to make you question whether you even deserve what you have, and if they get desperate enough, they will sabotage you. They will betray you in ways you never saw coming. That's why you cannot ignore the warning signs. You cannot keep people around just because of history, just because you've known them for years, just because they once had your back. Envy changes people, and if you're not careful, you'll be standing in the middle of your success, wondering why you feel so alone, only to realize that the very people you thought were with you were the ones secretly hoping you'd fail. So what do? You distance yourself. You stop trying to win their approval. You stop shrinking yourself to make them comfortable. Because let me tell you something. Your success will not be a funeral for their ego. That is their problem to deal with, not yours. You have worked for what you have. You have sacrificed. You have struggled. You have pushed through pain they know nothing about. Do not let their envy make you feel guilty for what you've earned. The betrayal of envy is painful because it forces you to see the truth about people you once loved. But it is also a gift, because it shows you who truly belongs in your circle, who is genuinely for you, who you can trust. And trust, that is priceless. Whether it's a partner, a friend, or even family, you trusted them, you let them in. And because you love them, you want to believe they don't mean to hurt you, that maybe you're just being too sensitive, that maybe you do need to try harder. So you give them chance after chance, ignoring that sinking feeling in your gut, ignoring the exhaustion in your soul, ignoring the way your spirit feels a little more broken every time you interact with them. That is the betrayal of emotional manipulation. It's not just a violation of trust, it's a violation of self. It takes your love and turns it into a leash. It takes your kindness and uses it against you. It takes your loyalty and changes you to someone who does nothing but drain you. And the longer you stay, the harder it becomes to see the truth, because manipulators don't want you to leave. No, they want to keep you exactly where you are, doubting yourself, needing them, bending to their will. Let me tell you something. Real love does not feel like a battlefield where you are constantly fighting for clarity. Real love does not leave you feeling confused, exhausted, guilty, and empty. If someone truly loves you, they will never manipulate your emotions to control you. They will never make you feel small just to make themselves feel big. They will never twist your words, invalidate your feelings, or use your love as a weapon against you. But manipulators, they do it every single time. They gaslight you, making you feel like you're crazy for even questioning them. They guilt trip you, making you feel like a bad person for setting boundaries. They play the victim, making you feel like you are the one hurting them, even though it's the other way around. And when you finally try to walk away, that's when they pull out their final trick. That's when they beg, when they cry, when they promise to change. That's when they remind you of the good times, the laughter, the love. And if you're not careful, you'll believe them. You'll give them another chance. And the cycle will start all over again. But listen to me, you do not owe anyone your peace. You do not owe anyone unlimited chances. You do not owe anyone the right to break you just because you love them. If someone is manipulating you, if someone is making you feel like you can't even trust your own mind, that is not love. That is control. And the only way to escape it is to recognize it for what it is. So if you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, if you feel like your emotions are always being dismissed, if you feel like every argument somehow ends with you apologizing, even when you know deep down you did nothing wrong, pay attention. Because that is not a relationship, that is not friendship, that is manipulation. And you deserve better than that. The hardest part about leaving an emotional manipulator is that they have spent so much time convincing you that you need them, that without them you'll be lost, that no one else will love you, support you, or understand you the way they do. But let me tell you something. The moment you step away, the moment you reclaim your voice, the moment you say enough and choose yourself, you will see the truth. You will see how strong you really are. You will see how much peace was waiting for you on the other side. You will see that real love, healthy love, does not require you to sacrifice yourself. So let them go. Let the guilt go. Let the confusion go. And walk away knowing that anyone who truly loves you will never have to manipulate you to keep you close. Because real love, it frees you, it builds you, it honors you. It does not betray you. The betrayal of repeated behavior cuts deeper than any lie, any deception, any moment of weakness. It is the betrayal of broken promises, the cycle of disappointment, the wounds that never heal because they are reopened time and time again. This is not a single mistake. This is not an accident. This is a choice, a conscious decision to keep hurting you, to keep disrespecting you, to keep taking your love, your trust, your forgiveness for granted. At first, you tell yourself it's just a misunderstanding. Maybe they didn't mean to do it. Maybe it was just a lapse in judgment. Maybe they'll change. And so you give them the benefit of the doubt. You let it slide. You listen to their apologies, their excuses, their promises that it won't happen again. And for a moment, it feels like things will be different. They act better. They say the right things. They make an effort. But then, just when you start to believe in them, just when you let your guard down, they do it again and again and again you sit there, confused, hurt, angry, asking yourself, why? Why would someone who claims to love me keep doing the same thing that broke me in the first place? Why would they look me in the eyes, swear they've changed, and then turn around and do the exact same thing they promised they never would? Because let me tell you something, it's not a mistake if they keep making it. It's not a slip-up if they keep doing it. It's not a misunderstanding if they refuse to change. People reveal who they are through their patterns, not through their words, not through their apologies, not through their grand gestures after they've hurt you. No, the truth is in what they keep choosing to do over and over again. And when someone betrays you in the same way time after time, they are sending you a message. This is who I am. This is what I will continue to do. And no matter how much you forgive me, I am not going to stop. The betrayal of repeated behavior is not just about the betrayal itself, it's about what it does to you. It's about the exhaustion, the emotional drain, the way it erodes your self-worth, because the more you tolerate it, the more you internalize the message that this is all you deserve. But let me tell you the truth. Love is not meant to be a battlefield where you keep fighting for the bare minimum. Love is not a cycle of hurt and healing, of promises and betrayals, of apologies followed by more broken trust. Love is supposed to make you feel safe, valued, honored, not exhausted, not drained, not questioning whether your pain even matters. So if someone in your life keeps hurting you in the same way over and over again, if they keep betraying you with their actions while begging for forgiveness with their words, let them go. Because the hardest truth you will ever have to accept is this: some people will never change, not because they can't, but because they don't want to. Because they know you'll always forgive them. Because they know you'll always take them back. Because they know they will never truly lose you. But the moment you decide that your peace is worth more than their apologies, that your self-respect is worth more than their second chances, that you are done being stuck in the same cycle of hurt, that is the moment you set yourself free. Because real love does not break you over and over again. Real love does not force you to question your worth. Real love does not take your forgiveness as permission to keep hurting you. So don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to end the cycle. Don't be afraid to choose your peace over the chaos of betrayal. You have the strength, the courage, and the wisdom to move forward. Your story isn't over yet. And there are people out there who will love you the way you were always meant to be loved. Without betrayal, without manipulation, and without compromise.